Hello everyone, I'm Jeline Rigor. So for today, I will share with you my thoughts and opinions about the Netflix original documentary entitled Fire, the Greatest Party That Never Happened.
All these models, like in the Bahamas.
The most insane festival the world has ever seen.
Island getaway turned disaster.
It became very barbaric.
Right now, we are the fucking laughing stock of everything.
Before we dig in with my thoughts and opinions, let me first give you at least a little background about the documentary. So basically, it tells about the personal accounts of the model, executives, and social media influencers who expected to attend a most executive music festival to date, but actually wound up experiencing a fraudulent claims and days of hell on earth. The documentary begins by telling the story of how the festival was founded by a wealthy entrepreneur named Billy McFarland and a well-known rapper, Ja Rule. Although McFarland had a reputation of throwing marvelous parties and networking events in the past via his company, Magnesis, a company that produced a credit card built for the future. The eerie background music foreshadowed this documentary's inevitable fate. McFarland easily twisted his words to charm those around him into believing that Fire Festival would be successful. Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter videos were used as advertisements for Fire Festival. Here's my 4 main points regarding governance, business ethics, risk management, and control about the said documentary. First, Billy was a good leader at the beginning, but he failed along the way. Everyone was admiring his energy, beliefs, work style, and dedication. A lot of people look up to him because he keeps on grinding and he's very eager in doing the business until such thing when he chose to filter information from his employees, which is not considered as good governance. Because governance means you should have a effective communication with your subordinates. You speak, they will listen, but it doesn't stop there. It should be they speak, you listen kind of thing as well. Number 2. Everything was unethical. It started with a compelling pitch and $250,000 Instagram post and ended with a tweet of a cheese sandwich. To the public, it looked as though the celebrity's interest in the festival was genuine to gain credibility. This was an ethical method used by both the organizers and influencers who unknowingly played a part in perpetrating fraud. Additionally, festival organizers work to avoid negative attention by disabling comments on their social media platforms. This further prevented the transparent flow of information and quieted questioning voices in an ethical way. One of the key components of a good communication program is open and honest communication. Deliberately hiding voices that raise questions flies in the face of the ethical standards that communicators use to conduct themselves in their work. Number 3. Risk management was done after the risk, so it means that there's no risk management at all. Billy focused on the outcome itself. He didn't consider the possible risks, hindrances, and struggles. Like for example, they built tents for their guests to stay in, but suddenly it rained hard the night before the event. Because they didn't have an alternative plan, they didn't prepare for such risks, everything was a mess. The mattress got soaked, carpets got muddy, and tents fell down, which leads to disappointment of the guests because festival goers were promised luxury, eco-friendly domes and villas to stay in that were included in the ticket prices. But one guest described it as disaster tent city. Number 4. Everything was in their control. They just don't take it seriously. There's a scenario in the documentary wherein they are claiming that they can accommodate 6,000 attendees, when in fact, 600 attendees is already impossible for them to accommodate. Another one is they're out of control in terms of budgeting, when they should be in control about it because Billy must know all the transactions, spendings, costing, and all of the said festival. In line with this, they lost a lot of money, as in a lot. This documentary taught me the accountability of actions to our words, ang manindigan sa lahat ng mga salitang binibitawan. Hindi masamang mag-look forward sa future. Ang masama ay yung sa sobrang pag-look forward mo sa future or result, nakalimutan mo ng pagdaanan ang kasalukuyan at pahalagahan ang bawat prosesong iyong pinagdadaanan. Again, I'm Jeline Rigor and I hope you got something from me. Thanks for watching!